I just wanted to make a video talking about the Baltimore riots. Just because I was going through YouTube finding videos that I want to watch and somehow came across those on one of the recommended. Um, my thoughts on that is just how stupid can you be? Like, really, you're gonna riot because supposedly a white cop killed a black guy. Now, I can see your point of why you would be pissed off at that, but again, the cops are doing their job regardless of whether you view it, they're doing their job. And also, going back to me saying how stupid can you be? You're rioting, destroying your city and all that. When all this is over, you're going to be left with what was damaged in your city. So you go to like a convenience store or something that you managed to destroy in your time of rioting. Once the riot's over, that store is still going to be destroyed until the owner can get the money to fix it. And the owner isn't going to be able to get that money back because they don't have no product to sell to get the money to try to rebuild their store. Otherwise, if they did, they could get a loan from a bank, rebuild it, but then they're going in debt, having to just do whatever they can just to try to pay that back, and then in turn try to make profits. So if a store can't do that, then they're going to end up going out of business, and that's going to leave you with less places to shop for what you need to get by on a daily basis. How fucking stupid can you be? It also just pisses me off because I seen another part of the video where one of the rioters decided to start mouthing off and attack a person who was not involved in the riot at all. And then when the person not involved in the riot decides to fight back against the one who started it, then like 20 other people from the riot had to jump in. What the... Jumping people is one thing I could not stand. Now, if I was there and that happened, no, I'm probably not going to jump in. Because it's like 20 guys. I would end up getting killed. Because it's 20 of them assaulting one guy. If I jump in and try to do anything, if I manage to get one guy off of him and start going around with him, then like 9 of them other guys from the original jumping are going to jump in, and even the odds, 10 on 2. It's ridiculous. Just how stupid can you be? It seems that when a white person kills a black guy, there's riots, protests and shit like that. But when a black guy kills a white guy, there's nothing. We don't riot. We don't do nothing. But also, when a black kills a black, nothing. Like, really, why do you gotta be so racist about when you start a riot? Like, that's the whole reason you're starting a riot now, because you thought the cops were being racist by killing the black guy when the cops were white. Well, what do you think you're doing now? You're destroying your city, destroying shops that are ran by white people, attacking white people on the streets. That's racist itself. Aren't you just being kind of two-faced about it? Like, really? You're going to say racist. Now, I'm just going to point something out. See that? That's a rebel flag. Just because you have it or you believe in it does not mean you're racist. Like, really get an education if you think that's racist. The ships that brought African Americans over to the U.S. and put them into slavery, they all sailed the British flag. That right there, the rebel flag, that's just a symbol of being raised in the South, having Southern principles and everything. That's what I have. Now, I don't sound like I'm from the South or anything, but the principles and stuff I have, it's completely Southern. The way that I run things, I respect people from the minute I meet them until they give me a reason to not respect them. And then they won't have my respect no more. I care for everyone until they give me a reason not to care for them. I'll take the shirt off my back to give it to somebody, but the second that they show me that they don't deserve that respect, they can freeze in the goddamn rain for all I care. If you treat me right, I'll treat you right. But this damn riot and shit that's happening here, if I was to meet one person from that riot, and they's like, oh yeah, you're, whatever, trying to get me to respect them, and be like, no, you had to do that shit. That's a reason for me to not respect you. You're doing this in hopes that you're going to gain respect from other places around the country that believe in the same thing you do, supposedly the same thing you do about white cops killing black cops is wrong, it's racist. You're gonna get respect from some people who believe that same way, but people like me, you're not gonna get that respect. If anything, the amount of respect you had for this from other people in this country went from here down to here. You're not gonna get it. Why do you gotta be so fucking stupid and do shit like that? Just really, it's fucking stupid. I mean, if you look at everywhere else in America, yeah, you have some cops that are stuck up, you have some cops that are assholes, but have you ever seen a cop not do his job and get fired for it? If you look at all the records of cop crimes and everything, cops that have committed something against their oath, fired. Cops that have killed someone unlawfully, fired. Cops who have beat someone unlawfully, fired. Never has there been a case of a cop doing something that they should not have done and remain on the force. It's never happened. Now, I'm not going to say that, full-heartedly like I believe that, because, I only live in Kentucky. And around the states or whatever, I don't know if that's happened. But here in Kentucky, no. If a cop has done something to go against their oath that they swore to protect, they've been fired. Now, there was one cop who killed someone, and he was a black cop. I don't know if he killed a white guy or a black cop or a black guy, but he was fired, and then he ended up moving to another department and was hired back in. But it makes no difference. They was fired from their position. Whether they got rehired in by another force, that's the other force's problem. They should not have hired someone in with a background like that, because from what I understood, if you want to join a police force, you're not allowed to if you have a criminal background. But otherwise, just anyone else who's got fired from a police force for doing something that they shouldn't have done haven't been hired back in. But fucking riots, like, really, just look at yourself, view this video, and then ask yourself in this, after you watch this, are people really going to respect me for what I'm doing here? You'll get a yes and no answer. Yes will be from the people who are just as fucking stupid as you. A no from everyone else in America. Because you're doing this shit, destroying your city and everything else. It's fucking stupid. You're the only ones that, I know there's been other riots in here, but you're the only race that has ever rioted for your kind being killed. And I'm not saying your kind because I'm racist. I'm not racist. What I'm saying is your kind as in your race. Alright? Your race is the only race that has started riots and shit over your race being killed by another race cop. It's the only ones. You don't riot for a black guy killing a black guy. You don't riot for a black cop killing a white guy. You don't riot for anything else. So why do it now? Ask yourself that question. Why do it now when you wouldn't do it for any other reason if it was another race of a cop? Ask yourself that question.